Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Sylvia. Just a quick thing. We're having an interview with Sylvia, and she'll be channeling the group of 100. In this session, they've asked us to do just a Q&A session. So I've prepared a few questions for Sylvia. She doesn't know, and also the entities don't know the questions that I have. So um, it'll be interesting to see the results.
Beautiful. Yes, so greetings, everybody. Lovely to see you here. And let's go on our little journey for the day. Thank you. I'll just tune in. Greetings, dear souls. We are with you now. We are looking forward to this interchange today. Greetings, Anthony.
Greetings and welcome. I have a number of questions I'd like to ask you. If you can just honestly and answer them in a way that's related to the audience that we're dealing with.
We
Please, can you?
are always honest, Anthony.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Please, can you explain precursors to the audience?
What is this?
Precursors?
We do not know this word. Could you explain?
Okay. Well, I've heard that it's people who are born who have an entity or there is how do we say enlightened beings that you can sort of come in contact with.
A
Pre,
precursor.
yeah, precursors.
Ah,
Bashar talks about them quite a bit.
ah. So we do not know. We
We have
will
to come back to
tune
that.
in and we will bring in the perfect people to see if we can give you an answer here.
Okay.
It is I, Sananda. I come today to answer your question. These are great beings of light. The planet must have these beings as anchors. They have chosen this role to attach to beings at the point of birth or incarnation to carry very high frequencies which have accumulated in the soul over various lifetimes. These beings come to shed their light. Indeed, at times they seem superhuman to those around them. They have a great gathering of skills. It seems almost as if they are holding the skills of several lifetimes within the one body, within the one being. Um, but these people are here as light showers, as way showers. For this time in the history of the planet, much has been needed to those volunteers, the star seeds, the light workers who put their hands up to be here at this time. These in turn have needed mentors and guides and teachers and people who, in a way, anchor the teachings which will be the foundation of the new world. And of course, these teachings are those which have been remained pure, remained in the stream of innocence throughout time and across time. And this is why this wisdom is carried in these ones who come to, as it were, forecast what is coming for mankind in the future. Is this some clarification?
Perfect. Thank you. So if people are interested in these beings or extraterrestrial contacts, um, and that frequency, how do you initiate that process?
Um, this is in the heart of each individual. Uh, mankind, humankind currently through the movies, etc., understands the possibility of extraterrestrials. Of course, it has been shown to the majority, much of the dark side. There is less play, less understanding of the beneficent races who are deeply involved in the history and future of planet Earth. These have not been presented, as it were, in the mainstream so much. There is much more drama and louche to be gained by making people fear the extraterrestrial connection. However, there are great forces of light on your planet at this time, anchoring this communion with the star nations as part of their life. For example, the E.T Ranch with James Gillibrand. These beings are doing strong work to anchor dialogue between humanity and its galactic races as a point of fact. Certainly for those who are there experiencing the ships dance in the sky at night. Indeed, anybody who has had what is called the UFO experience, even though they have been called mad or stupid or they have doubted themselves, they know in their heart this phenomena to be real. These ones, and it is more than you are aware of really, these ones who have had some form of light contact. These ones will, of course, be extremely validated when disclosure happens on planet Earth. For the ones who do not believe anything about galactic life, they just think it is truly the stuff of movies. They are not intuiting that there is more. They are still, as it were, caught in the matrix. These ones will possibly have their minds blown, as it were, as these realities start to emerge. For the millions of people across the planet, the light workers and starseeds, who seek connection with their star families and seek any evidence of galactic life at this time. This is within the heart, the intention to set up the intention in your field, in your energetic field, to have some dialogue with us, even though you may not know who we are. You can call on, I call on my star family. If you know nothing other than the word Pleiadian, you can say, I call on the Pleiadians who are assisting this planet to show themselves to me, to reveal their energy, to dialogue with me. I ask for help around such and such. And then, if the help is received, these small pieces of evidence can mount. This is the way belief happens. Like any form of belief, this is a little different because it is a feeling of solidity. Yes, I have seen this. Just as, Anthony, you have had the visions of your past in your mind, you would never discount these. This is the same for those awakening to these energies, that one day there will be just something that really could not have been otherwise. And it carries with it a signature of a frequency which is not in their everyday realm. It is in the heightened, it is in the metaphysical, it is in the godly, it is in these realms of higher illumination. And this is when each individual may feel their connection, may begin to feel the birthing of their connection to their star family and the star nations.
You touched on disclosure, And I'm not too sure if this is correct. Will large ships appear over the ocean in different countries all over the world, and just sort of hover there and stay there for quite a period of time? And is this extraterrestrial government contact, have they prepared for these things and these events with the governments?
There is much being discussed. We cannot reveal the details at this time, but yes, this is the conversation of the alliance, meaning this is the Galactic Alliance, and there is a conversation with the governments of the world, well, particular governments of the world, and there is a sense of we will know when this is to happen, but there is also a sense of we don't have a clue when it's going to happen, because actually it is in the hands of Prime Creator and Source Energy. All are primed. We are primed. The thousands of ships around planet Earth who have all gathered here to observe this incredible shift, this great ascension, in the human body, which has never been experienced before on planet Earth. We are also waiting for directive from Source, from Prime Creation. So there are plans in place. There are possibilities. Yes, there are scenarios such as those you have discussed, but things can change. The initial contact is already happening, and as we have said, this is in the hearts and minds of individuals who are seeking this in the way here that this one channels the galactic energies. This is indeed a form of first contact. For others who perhaps have sightings and are very visual in their connection, they are also getting this sense of first contact. So it is about making space. It is about, for the groups who are very on board with this, it is understanding now that our hearts must open. In our mind, we are feeling, is the field next to my house a possible landing place for a craft? Can I visualize my star family walking across the field to me? I am bringing it down into the 3D. I'm making this real in my imaginings. I am saying, yes, I am ready to be a beacon. I am ready to be perhaps a mouthpiece. I am ready to meet with my brothers and sisters in this way across time, and in this way, this is the immediate disclosure. The first meetings are likely to be in sympathetic communities before the great governmental meeting where, as it were, representatives come from crafts and land and meet the governors of the planet, for example. Right. It could be simultaneous that these personal meetings are going to happen alongside the large political scape. But certainly it is the frequency of the planet is being aligned through the hearts and minds of those who are ready to receive contact. And then as this is fully awakened and possibly received, then there will be an emanation of this frequency out further into the masses of the world. And at this point, there will be the large-scale disclosure. And indeed, once this has happened, it will clearly change the face of life on planet Earth. And it will change and challenge the beliefs of many. For example, those religions or belief systems that say that this cannot be so, or that man is only reliant on God in this way or in that way. The idea that there are beings of light who indeed have been guiding and guarding planet Earth, much as you would have envisaged God to do, is going to threaten many. Of course, all beings of the galaxies serve prime creation, so this force is still very much in play. It is not that they are replacing God. In fact, they are just, in many cases, ourselves from future timelines, from parallel timelines. And it is true that the reason they are so beneficial and loving towards planet Earth at this time is that they are supporting the ascension of this planet back into its divine place in the galactic family and in the invitation into the Federation, etc., so that we may resume our role as a planet of light, which was taken from us as this grand experiment of darkness has happened over the past millennia. Sorry, thank you. Yes, Anthony.
Fantastic. This is a question in trying to understand ourselves and understand who we are. And we never leave the spirit realm. We are not really physical people. Our physical reality is a dream, and we're having in the spiritual world. Can you comment on it?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All beings on this planet are souls before they are bodies. Their souls chose to come here. Their souls planned every part of their existence, every action, every meeting, every synchronicity, every rise, every fall. This is all part of the divine, the personal divine plan which each soul creates before coming to planet Earth. As has been said many times, Earth is primarily a learning school. It is a school of great and profound learning. For souls from higher frequencies that have come here, it is extremely, those who have volunteered to be on their missions of light at this time, it has been a very difficult experience because they have had to come from 7th or 6th or 5th dimensional light body existence into the hard matter of the flesh of the human being. This has brought with it much illness, much discomfort within the human body for many. And indeed, as the frequencies rise again to the 5th dimension, there will be much relief for these souls who have been on this particular path. In response to your question, we have become sidetracked.
Okay.
Could you repeat
a follow-on question that's very similar anyway.
Oh, yes. It is about the souls and the bodies, yes. So, the danger, how shall we put it? One of the lessons of planet Earth, the initiatory aspect of planet Earth, is indeed to reconcile that you are in a human body whilst being a soul. And we know that for many, those who have become entrapped, and we do have to say seduced, because the dark ones seeking to hold the frequency down to prevent the rising of the human, they have propagated the stories of look like this, change this, get this part of your body to look like that. You aren't good enough unless you own that, unless you wear that item of clothing, unless you drive that car. All these material binds and bonds are ways to keep the frequency low if they are associated with ego aspects such as, I want to be better than my neighbor, or I have to be best, or I have to show off, or I'm never going to be liked, I'm never going to be worthy unless I have ... This playground of making people think that they are their ego self has, of course, created even more imprisonment within the physical human form. It is not until the physical being really has the epiphany that they are so much more than their physical form. This is when true rising, true illumination, true healing can happen. When the body realizes it is just a body. Of course, once this realization happens, infinite potential abounds, because once you realize you are a much greater being, your higher self is controlling everything, then you realize you really do have great powers of choice to shift your material world, to choose a body like this, and to not be imprisoned by that, and to not play according to those rules, because you have your own personal rules of sovereignty which come from your spiritual lineage. And this means that to some extent you can implode and explode any of the so-called imprisonments of the physical life. And this includes beliefs like I must work 9 to 5, or I must eat this particular sort of food, or I must behave in this way. Once you understand the sovereignty of your personal soul, Earth truly becomes a magnificent playground. And this is what all the divine ones have created Earth to be, which is a place for play, a place for the creative to be celebrated. And it is only when the human is liberated from this dragging the body around in some sort of cycle that repeats every day, that spirit can find its true release in the playground of galactic homecoming, we could call it. Thank you.
This is sort of on the same sort of topic, roughly. Dream state, physical state, template or blueprint level. Is this the level where you determine that you wish to experience in your physical reality? But with lucid dreaming, you can also go to this blueprint level and change things.
Yes, this is what we are talking about. Very, very. So the blueprint level can be found in deep meditation. It can be programmed within the dream state. The more familiar you get with your dream state, you realize that there are many dimensions available within this realm. And indeed, you can go to this level and make the changes that you wish. And in a way, humanity has dragged itself through years of things being very hard, everything seeming hard. The idea that you could simply change a thought form 10, 20 years ago would have been thought impossible. But now it is common fare that using the techniques in various therapeutic situations, and even for yourself, using principles such as the tapping, such as thought field therapy, that there are systems which include within them this idea that a human, either with assistance or for themselves, can simply pull out an old thought form and put in one that is aligned to their higher reality. And this also means that you are incrementally becoming nearer and nearer to your divine blueprint, this sovereign self.
This is also sort of like a follow-on question in relation to the vibrational state that we create ourselves to be will be the representative state that will match the planet's frequency. This is the parallel reality shift that we are presently going through. Can you expand on this for the viewers in any way?
Well, Gaia is ascending. She has long been ascending. Some say she is actually already ascended. So, planetary bodies are beings. This is perhaps the first thing to understand. And souls, many souls, there will be souls on planet Earth at this time who, through their initiations, are actually being trained to perhaps in their next incarnation become a planet. Or this is the order of events in the evolution of the soul. So Gaia is a living being, and she has herself been ascending. And it is true that upon her she carries billions of human beings. So as the planet has increased in frequency, the opportunity for the human has been given. Do you wish to journey alongside Gaia? Do you wish to travel with her into her new dimensions? At this point, we have had the separating of paths. And again, to hearken back to what we said, for some, in their soul choices, they chose on a soul level to journey so far in Gaia's evolution. And then they said, so when the frequencies start rising into upper 4 dimension, I will leave at this time, because I will have had the experience I wanted to have on planet Earth. So there is a lot of this happening at this time. And souls leaving because they really do no longer feel aligned with the planet as she moves into the higher frequencies. In answer to your questions, those wishing to stay with Gaia and to move into the full ascension palette of frequency, yes, they will be needing to align with the planet's frequencies. This is most evidenced by the Schumann resonance, which has been shown by those sharing this with the populace on YouTube, has been going off in remarkable ways. Never seen before on the planet. The frequencies currently abounding on the planet have never seen before. The solar flare factor, the CME factor, has never been seen this high before. All of these are signs of the planet moving into her destined frequency path. And it is now up to each and every human being, in their own body, to feel the shift. At some point to decide they choose this path, that they will do their very best to align with the frequencies of the planet as she rises. Now, this has become stronger, and whereas a few years ago it felt sort of optional, for many now it is crunch point, as in, do I have a choice whether to continue with this addictive behavior? In likelihood, the answer is no. Do I have a choice whether to continue feeding my body toxic food? We would suggest, if you wish to align with the frequencies of Gaia, the answer would be no. This is a time where the free play in the middle of existence is getting smaller and smaller, and alignment to cleaning up one's field, one's house, one's mind, one's beliefs, one's thought forms, one's practices has become a matter, shall we say, of very strong focus, requiring conscious attention to allow those humans who are choosing this alignment of frequency, as you said, to stay on the path. And of course, we are not there yet. This will continue to get stronger and stronger as we move towards the shifts, the great shifts, the great solar lifts that are coming, that will truly physically and spiritually change life on this planet to that of the new Earth. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. This is also a question in relation to understanding ourselves. Your physical mind and higher mind, the relationship. Your higher mind is wisdom, but our physical mind can only process what is happening. Your higher mind knows what has to happen. Follow your passion is the communication for your higher mind to yourself, as you're always willing to follow your passion unless you let negative beliefs stop you.
Yes, this is a beautiful, beautiful question, as we are enjoying all of them, Anthony. It is no accident that we have done recordings on joy. We have not yet done passion, but passion and joy are very similar. Love also, these three, the joy, the love, the passion, these are the highest frequencies available for the human to experience on the planet at this time. The reason why they are recommended and encouraged at this time is that they are God frequencies. They are the frequencies, as you say, of the higher mind. Beings existing on the fifth dimension and above, they do not have negative experience. It does not exist above the fifth dimension. There is only joy and creativity and love and passion. These are divine forces, divine energies. We are interested that you use the word mind for your description of the physical mind. We, of course, also would suggest that this has the words left brain and ego mind associated. Is this what you would also associate?
Yes. Yes.
What you are calling the physical mind? Yes, because mind in itself is a very complex word which is deeply misunderstood, because mind really contains within it the seed of the higher mind, because it implies a unity. It can imply actually that of the left brain meeting with the wisdom of the right brain and moving into a sense of consciousness, a higher consciousness, which can then be called mind. The brain, if mind is spoken of in the sense that people say, well, my mind does this and my mind does that, but really what they mean is my brain, my cleverness, my aptitude, my skill set does this, then they are also really saying, even though they do not know it, my programming does this, my mind control does this, what I was taught and has stayed with me, my default setting does this. Because the most human aspect of the embodied mind is the part which can be controlled by others and is able to be the faculties of the left brain have indeed been highly controlled in ways that humankind is simply not aware of and will emerge in years to come. How much, we will loosely say, mind control has actually been going on this planet. A simple analogy we will use is your television sets. If you are listening and this is not aware to you, you might like to research the origin of television and indeed the origin of media. Why is it that people suddenly needed to be told what to think, told what to buy, and even the entertainment, the programs, is still saying to people, you should be living this sort of life. So this indeed is the physical mind at its most detrimental, in the sense that it can be prey to toxicity, it can be prey to dark intent, it can be prey to manipulation. So the awakening to the higher mind necessitates the ability to move, as has been called in many therapeutic and metaphysical circles, into the position of the observer of life. So we are moving from the deeply embedded in, yes, I see that product on television, I'm going to go and buy it tomorrow, which would be the most unconscious, into, I see what's happening here, they are wanting me to feel this. And once the human has this level of understanding, they can move one step closer to their spiritual self, and they go, oh, I see what's playing out here on planet Earth. It's actually a bit of a game. And oh, look, they're manipulating us by this and this. There are many, many layers to this, both political and spiritual. And as people journey up these steps from the physical mind to the higher mind, there is much revelation. In some cases, much pain, much shock. There is much, the word being used, cognitive dissonance. Let us just simply use the word dissonance of, I was feeling this way and I had this frequency around it that felt comfortable. Suddenly I must think this way and this frequency doesn't feel comfortable, and it therefore creates a dissonance within my being until such a time as I can align with these frequencies. Is this making sense?
Yes, fantastic. I think I've got one last question to ask, and then I'll just ask you to sort of sum up how you want to conclude.
Yes, we need to release. Yes.
Many say time is an illusion. Time, as in past, present, and future, also past lives, future lives, and reincarnation. Are these all multiple concurrent incarnations happening now and in the present on different frequencies? So we do not perceive one another, similar to a TV tuning into a set frequency in a show, and we're displayed on a movie reel at a very high frame rate of frequency, so it feels real and solid.
Yes. It is all frequency, as has been said and is being said. It is all about the tuning, as you have so accurately said, Anthony. Yes. Time is a 3D construct. It does not exist on higher dimensions. So it is a belief that humans carry, but in the wider, their higher self, their soul self, does not operate according to this construct, to these rules. The soul comes from source, it comes from all beingness. Therefore, yes, there are the many different aspects of your being actually coexisting, as indeed this one was listening to a beautiful channeled session the other day of a very fine gentleman who was talking about having been a famous, very famous figure in history. And the questioner asked him, so, were you this in a past life? And his answer was, well, I am that now. So this very famous historical figure is indeed coexisting with the contemporary being that he is now. This is the case for every being. All of our past lives are not, indeed, it is a term that puts them into past, present, future, which is the delineation of 3D, but indeed there is no past, present, and future. It is all simultaneous, and all life is happening multidimensionally around us at all time. And even as I say this one is feeling her brain explode at trying to even understand that.
Yeah.
It is indeed beyond the 3D brain understanding at this time. But it is nevertheless a reality.
Fantastic.
Marvelous. Thank you very much. We hope that this has given you some clarity and these questions have been useful. We appreciate the questions very much, Anthony. And we will now release channel if that is acceptable.
Yes, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Our blessings to all. Much love. Good. That was a journey, wasn't it? Wow, wonderful. Thank you, Anthony, and thank you everybody for listening. And I hope you get some benefit from these questions. In future, we hope to open up the floor for some of your own questions too. So down the track, we will be doing that. So for now, we will send our love and thanks. Thanks, Anthony. Wonderful. And we will say goodbye and all blessings for now.
Thanks, Sylvia. Bye.